In this video, we're going to be checking out 10 more secret Google Pixel 5 features. So let's get started. Now the first feature I want to show you is called Now Playing History. So essentially, if you enable this with the Pixel 5, the phone will listen in the background to see what songs are playing, whether it's a song that's playing on TV, or maybe you are listening to the radio and a song is playing. It will create a list of all those songs that it hears in the background. So that's definitely very helpful, especially in situations where you hear a song and you like that song, but you have no idea what it is. So to get to this, you're going to be pulling down the shade, go to the settings, go to search, and then you're going to go to Now Playing History, and you'll see actually right here, Now Playing. So tap on that, and there's some different options here. So the first thing is that if you want to see the songs that are currently playing on your lock screen, you can actually enable that right here. And basically when the song is playing in the background, you'll see it listed on your lock screen. Now typically the song has to be played for about 15 to 30 seconds before it really does register here with the phone. But once it does, it actually is surprisingly accurate. So I was just listening to some songs on my computer with this phone right next to it, and the list of those songs is right here. So you can see 7 minutes ago I was listening to this song, then after that I listened to that song, and yeah, basically if I didn't know what those songs were, but I liked those songs, then I could just go to the Now Playing History and see those actual songs. So definitely very helpful there. The next feature I want to show you is called Live Caption. So the Pixel 5 can actually generate captions on its own automatically, and I know that there are certain video services and apps like YouTube, for example, where it will actually show you captions that are auto-generated from the actual service itself. But for the Pixel 5, that doesn't even matter. It will create its own captions based on the audio that's playing. So to get started with this, you're going to pull down the shade, go to the settings, go to search, type in Live Caption, and you'll see it right there under accessibility. So tap on that. And again, down here, Live Caption. And you do have to turn this on, so turn on Live Caption. And you can see right here, Live Caption detects speech on your device and automatically generates captions. When speech is captioned, this feature uses additional battery. All audio and captions are processed locally and never leave this device. And it is limited to English, at least at the moment. So this is good in multiple situations. Maybe you are out and about and you don't want to actually play audio from your phone, or you want to keep the volume very low. If you do that, then at least you have captions here so that you know exactly what's going on. Or for whatever reason, you just want captions, this will get the job done. And then for demonstration purposes, I'm going to pull up one of my YouTube videos right now. So this display is certainly very large. We do have a notch up at the top, and in that notch is a 25 megapixel front-facing camera. Now definitely take a look at my Galaxy A50 review to see photo and video samples from this phone, but I've definitely been very pleased with the results. Now getting back into the display again, Now from what I've noticed, these captions are extremely accurate. In fact, oftentimes they're way more accurate than even YouTube's own caption generator. So that's really awesome and definitely makes this feature especially helpful. The next feature that I want to show you is called Digital Wellbeing. Now, if you're like me, you probably spend a lot of time on your smartphone. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, at least if you spend a lot of time on your phone, consuming content, interacting with friends, whatever you do, then you can justify the purchase of the phone, so it does make sense. But there is a feature called Digital Wellbeing that does give you a better idea of the amount of time you are spending on your phone. And if you do want to add restrictions or limits to the amount of time that you use, to the amount of time that you spend in a particular app, for example, this service will do that as well. So pull down the shade, go to the settings, type in digital, and you'll see right here Digital Wellbeing. So tap on that. And then you can see from here, show your data, and you can see here's some of the data for the day. So it shows the different apps that I used, and you can see a breakdown of how the time I spent on each app compares to the total amount of time that I've spent on the phone. And then it also shows how many unlocks I had and then how many different notifications the phone did receive. Now, again, if you are wanting to set limitations on yourself, for example, there is a way to set different timers. So you can set timers for certain apps. You can also set a bedtime, and then also a focus mode as well. And then there's also other ways to reduce interruptions. So definitely a lot of different options here so that you're able to find a good normal balance between your life outside of your phone and your life on your phone. The next tip I want to show you is a cool way to get your fingerprint sensor to be a little bit more accurate. Now, in my opinion, the fingerprint sensor is already very accurate. I don't have too much of an issue with it, but if you do happen to run into some issues where maybe it's not unlocking quite as fast as you'd like it to, then what I recommend doing is going over to security, going over to pixel imprint, putting in your PIN code, and then from there, adding a second fingerprint, but have it be the same exact finger. So I'm going to register this finger once again. So it's now added as a second fingerprint. So basically putting the same finger in twice will allow the device to recognize it a little bit more quickly. So you can see it's extremely fast now to unlock the phone using the fingerprint sensor. So again, not something that you necessarily have to do, but if you do want to add the same finger twice, then most likely the phone will unlock a little bit faster. The next feature I want to show you is called dark theme. So dark theme essentially makes things darker, and that's especially useful during the nighttime because then your phone won't be quite as bright. So it's more of a personal preference thing, but if you're not too familiar with it, then this definitely will be helpful. So go to the settings, go to search, type in dark, and you'll see right here dark theme. So you just turn dark theme on or off, however you want to do it. But once it's on, it will make most of the menus, most of the system settings, for example, be totally dark. So especially during the nighttime when you're using the phone, it just works a bit better. But again, this comes down to personal preference. You don't have to have this if you don't want to, but I definitely recommend giving it a try. Now with the Pixel 5, when you pull down the shade, you get a bunch of different icons here. So you have a Wi-Fi toggle, Bluetooth, do not disturb, flashlight, all kinds of different options. Now you can actually edit these options if you want to by tapping on this pen in the corner. And when you do that, you get a bunch of other ones that you can add in. And if you want to remove some, you can do that too. So I'm going to remove do not disturb. So I'll put that down here. And then I'm going to add in hotspot. So then we'll put that there. And then I'll go back, and then you can see that I've now added the hotspot button here. So definitely go through this, see which toggles are useful to you and which ones are not, and then see which ones are not here by default and determine if you want to add those in. Next, I want to show you how to activate this feature called flip to shh. So we'll go to settings here, and then you'll type in flip to, and then there it is, flip to shh. So go there, and then from there, basically with this mode, to turn on Do Not Disturb, place your phone face flat on a flat surface and you'll feel a subtle vibration when Do Not Disturb turns on. And then now when I put the phone face flat, it vibrated a little bit and now it's in Do Not Disturb. And then as soon as I pick up the phone, it takes it out of Do Not Disturb. So that's pretty awesome. Now by default with the Pixel 5, there's quite a few animations, whether it's going from the home screen to the app drawer or going to the camera app, for example. There's really animations all over the place. Now, I don't necessarily mind those animations, but you can get rid of those to make the device run a bit faster. So pull down the shade, go to the settings, go to search, type in animation, and you'll see right there, remove animations. So turn that on, and now there's no animations. So everything is super fast going through the interface here, which I'm certainly a big fan of. The next feature I want to show you is display size. So by default, text is a certain size here on the phone, but what you can actually do is pull down the shade, go to the settings, go to search, type in display size, and you'll see it right there, display size, and then you can see it's set to the default right now. So this is the size that most text will be throughout the entire interface, but you can make that much bigger if you want to, or you can make it even smaller than it typically would be. So kind of a cool way to make modifications here. If you don't have the best vision ever, especially, maybe consider setting it to large or larger, as that can be helpful. It really just depends on what you personally prefer. And then for this final tip, you're going to go to Display, Advanced, and then you're going to see colors right here. And then you have some different options here for the color of the display. So by default, it's set to adaptive. So basically the color of the display will change based on your surroundings. Like for example, if you are outside and it's really bright versus being inside where maybe it's a little bit darker. But we also have natural and boosted. So definitely try both of those and see how that changes things when you use the phone. But I'm going to keep it on adaptive. But I hope you enjoyed this video about these secret Google Pixel 5 features. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one.